Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and we just came top 32 at the Core TCG Ultimate Cup. It's kind of a weird format because we had no EX3, but we did have the new ban list in effect, and there were also mulligans. So it was hard to kind of decide what to play. This is the only event that is going to be this format. So I played, a BT10 deck. I wanted to play Beelstar, but because the ban list was in effect, it just made it a little bit worse with calling at one. I didn't want to just try to high roll all day, so I played a deck that I've been playing at locals, having some fun with. I played Blue Flare. I ended up going 7-2 in the 9 rounds. My losses were to the gentleman who came ninth place and the gentleman who came 16th place. So my tiebreakers brought me all the way to 20th place, and I'm pretty happy with that. Um, it's a weird format, so take it with a grain of salt, but I did play Blue Flare, and this is the deck list that I would play in BT10. EX3, there are some more tools, so it does change a little bit, but I figured I'd still give you guys a little profile, a little breakdown, a little tournament report, if you will. So today I played the 4 Upamon as my eggs. Just best egg in blue. It gives you a lot of draw power, it's really strong. And my 5th egg, I just played a Bebedomon, just to draw 2, or draw 1 when your opponent has 2 or more Digimon. A lot of your effects turn on when your opponent has 2 or more Digimon. It's kind of like a theme in Blue Flare, but those are my eggs. Super simple. For rookies, I ended up going with the 4 Gaussmon. It's really strong. I think this card is just such a gas opener. If you can open this and the Blazing Memory boost, you're just off to the races. Need 4 of that. I went with 4 Madoki Betamon, just for floodgate. Mandoki's really good. It stops a lot of stuff. Stops memory boosts, stops gaining memory from Sistermons, just a lot of things in the format. And I ended up going with 3 Syakumon, which does come up in really fringe cases. The most you see is the Jesmon Master Disciple. They can't reduce memory cost with that. If you do play someone who's playing Bloom Lord, it stops Digisorption. If you do play someone who's playing Ophanimon, it stops the reduction from Gatomon. It'll stop the Omnimon X reducing by 2. Not that it really ever comes up, because you're probably winning if you're resolving that card. Just little things, but it's another Floodgate rookie. It's not bad. And that was my rookies. I ran 11. I was at 10 for a little bit. I did drop the Magnamon X package from here, and one of the things I did go is another rookie. I'll talk about the other changes I made from just Winter's list, more or less, is what I started with, and just kind of made little tweaks here and there. Shoutouts to Winter. So then for the level 4s, we have 4 Decadramons. It's a lot of draw power. It's sometimes the card you want to see off this just to get the ball moving. Mailbirdramon's also really good to play the Kiriha if you don't already have it, and recycle your Metal Greymons. There's just a lot of utility in the level 4 spot, and then your Greymons search your top 4 cards for 2 Blue Flare cards, and it can be any cards, not just Digimon, which is good. I did mention that I ran 2 and 2 Magna X and X Antibody for a little bit, and I did drop those for the 1 Syakumon, as well as 2 of the Security Plus Greymon are also the spots. This came up a lot today. When you're playing against decks that don't put out multiple Digimon, like single tower decks, this is how you end up pushing aggression like you would with Unsuspending, but without having to. You just put this from your hand in the Digicross, and it's really good. You can also put it in your hand when they have more than 1 Digimon. You can then evolve into the Decker Greymon and put this one underneath and then swing for 4 checks, which came up once or twice today as well. So just a really big fan of going with that. Of course, you have to have the 4 Metal Greymons. It gets Rush, it stuns board, it's your Digicross target, and also, of course, the 4 Decker Greymons, which help you stun tower decks, help you stun the Melga decks you see, the Grandest decks if you see them. Besides your Inheritable from Mailbird, this helps you stun if they only have a single thing out, which is really powerful, as long as you have the Decker and sources. Also, just evolving over Decker can be really strong using this guy. And I ran for my 4th spot, I ran the one Chimeramon, which came up quite a few times today. There was once where my opponent had a Floodgate out, and Chimeramon put this under, -3K'd the board, and then went into the Decker Gray, put this under, and there was just so much cool stuff you could do. Chimeramon was really, really solid. Helped close out a lot of games. Ran 2 Death X, even though, Blue Flare is not really, I'm sorry, not Blue Flare, Crossheart's not really big in the format with the ban list. This does come up against Jessmon. I did play against a Commandramon deck. Just, there are games where it comes up, so I ran 2. I don't regret it. It's a great card, Death X-Mon. If you can fit it in, there's no reason not to. For my Tamers, I did run the 4 Kiriha and the 2 Sora Joe. Good Tamer lineup. You want to hit a Tamer so that you can start saving things. Of course, you want it to be Kiriha and you want it to be for free, but if not, it's not always the worst thing. The most busted card in the deck, Blazing Memory Boost. Search top 6, grab 2 cards with Blue Flare, and then play a Kiriha if you see it. If you can open with this and get the full value, you're just so far ahead, honestly. And it's what made me want to play Blue Flare. Just the very toolbox nature of the deck was very appealing to me. So, Blazing Memory Boost, probably best memory boost in the game, to be honest. I don't know. I'll say it. I ran 2 Kaitis Breath. Single tower decks really scared me. Sometimes it comes up in security. Sometimes playing it's not that bad. I don't hate Kaitis Breath. One of my opponents who was playing Blue Flare, and he was running the Rattlestar, which is also a pretty good option. It really kind of blew me out by putting something to the bottom of the deck instead of my hand. So I don't hate that. You gotta have your 1 Ice Wall, of course. And I ran 1 Forbidden Trident just to help take care of like pesky little floodgates, or if they had a Blanc on board, stuff like that. So this was my list. This was my 50. I had a really good time with it. My first loss was I'll just go through my rounds. Round 1, if I can remember. I don't remember the order I played people in, but my losses, I played a Blue Flare Mirror. He was running the Jellymon to bounce floodgates, and he had some cool, spicy techs. He was running the Rattlestars, of course. He had Chimeramons and these Greymons. It was a really close match. He did end up taking it 2-0. The first game was really close. The second game, he kind of ran away with it. I didn't see things I needed to see, but congrats to him. He did end up coming 9th, so congrats to him with Blue Flare for sure. And then my second loss was to a Metal Garurumon deck, where he did win, or I won game 1 pretty handedly. I just got really lucky, so I needed to see. Game 2 was a little bit of a rough start for me, and I just really tunnel visioned, where I thought I had a Metal Greymon in my trash, but I had a Decker Greymon, and I played a Melbridgermon off the Gaussmon, thinking I could get that back and then swing for game because I had enough memory to, but I just fumbled the bag. If I had instead searched with Greymon, in my top 4 cards was a Metal Greymon, and it was my only out, so that is the play I should have made. If I just slowed down and thought about it, I probably would have been okay, but I did end up losing that game, and then in game 3, he got the Metal Garurumon run over. He just did the things. He was the goodest boy, the fastest. Other matchups I played throughout the day, I played 2 more Metal Garurumon decks. I did end up winning those matches, as my only 2 losses were the ones I just talked about. I played against a Commandramon deck. I played against a Skull Knightmon deck. I played against a Jessmon deck. I played against a Bagra's Army deck. That was very interesting. That was in, I believe, round 1, or no, round 2. Round 1, I played Rebecca, MTG girl, and she was playing Wargreymon X, which was probably the scariest matchup of the day. It was the one where I was like, "Ooh, this could go bad really quick, and I won't really be able to see it coming." So, shoutouts to her. But yeah, enough rambling. This was my deck. This format's going to be over as of the recording of this video, because it was just a 1 tournament with this no EX3, but the EX3 ban list and mulligans, just very silly. But I'm excited to get into EX3 format, see the new decks. Blue Flare does get a substantial buff with some new tools and just the way the meta shapes up, so maybe I'll play it again with a little bit of new stuff sprinkled in. Either way, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys have liked playing Blue Flare, if you're going to play it in EX3, what you're excited for in EX3. Tell me if you hated my list and that's why I went X2. Could have come better, maybe? I don't know. Yell at me. Tell me something good. Tell me something bad. But most of all, thank you for watching if you're still here. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord to play in weekly events, to hang out, play test with me and the boys. And yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.